Welcome to my comfy red couch and a little video chat time with you. I'm Joanna Rothman. If you don't know who I am, you can find out more about me over at joannarothman.com. I tried to make that easy for you. Today, I want to talk a little about staying connected to who we are, staying connected to our electricity, staying with ourselves. I was rereading something I wrote a while back, two pieces actually. One about this idea that people try so very hard to run away from themselves, to abandon themselves. I've heard clients and other people talk about that, like that those times they abandon themselves. And the truth is, we couldn't abandon ourselves if we tried. We're always right there. What we can abandon is our electricity. We can abandon our commitments. We can abandon our willingness to love and to be with ourselves. But we don't lose ourselves. We can't do that. It's like, on a real practical basis, we're right here. We're with ourselves all the time. And maybe that's the desire. It's like, I want to run away. I want to do it. I'm going to try so hard so I don't have to do what is so natural and so clear and really just feels effervescent when we finally get to be with ourselves. And we realize that we can't run away. The other piece I was reading was something I wrote about how there's no hole. People also, they talk about, like, trying to fill this hole. People use, drugs and alcohol and sex and shopping and religion and self-help and all these things to fill the hole, fill the void, fill the emptiness. But anytime I've ever felt that inside of myself or facilitated a process with clients, what becomes really clear the moment they're willing to actually look at the emptiness is that it's full. It's writhing. It's so full. It's overflowing. So much of it is pain and stories and disconnection. And, we try again. We try to pull away from that. We try to act as if we can run away from the hole. All the substances, all the experience, all the addiction, all it's ever trying to do is cover up this pit that is full, trying to cover up this fullness. I think so often what we're craving is the experience of space, of quiet, of connection to the truth of who we are. When we are in that experience of connecting to the truth of who we are, life is just so much more graceful, so much more fun, so much more powerful. We have a much better time. We can do things that are in our pleasure. We're not fighting to not look at what's present. We're not fighting to get away from any, challenge, any voice, any war, anything that's going on inside of us. We're not running away from that. That takes up so much energy. And I know I've talked a lot on here and on the podcast about, this process of loving ourselves. To me, one of the things that does immediately is just connect us. It brings us right back to who we are. To me, that's one really powerful way. It's a big reason why I do it as much as I do. I also know that doing things that are in my pleasure, really following the call of my pleasure, brings me into deeper connection with who I am. My pleasure is not frivolous. And who cares if it is? Sometimes it's, silly, but it's still something really deep and meaningful about doing things that feel good, feeling good in my body, feeling good in my emotional center, feeling good mentally, spiritually. Just really being in my pleasure is a big way to connect. And I define pleasure as anything that feels good. So to me, pleasure is not the absence of pain. We can be in pain and still experience pleasure. We can, be in the midst of turmoil and still be aware of our love, of our blessings, of our, of what's possible. And we could be doing something really fun and seemingly fun and fabulous, and not feel pleasure, be all stuck in the turmoil of wanting to get away from ourselves. I think connecting to ourselves requires a really deep and powerful commitment. A commitment to say that I'm going to stay really present. I'm not going to tell myself lies that I can get away from myself, excuse me. I'm not going to tell myself lies that there's a hole that I need to fill up. I'm just going to love myself just as I am right now. Because for all the running, for all the filling, it doesn't seem to change anything. Shit still sucks when we do those things. It's not, if filling the hole made things better, I'd be all over it. If running away from ourselves made life better, made something different, I'd be all about it. But it doesn't. So it requires your commitment to loving yourself, your commitment to living in your pleasure. Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to say that you're worth staying present to? You're worth lavishing in goodness. You're worth it because you're here. This is your human experience, and you wouldn't be here if you weren't worth it. You get to commit. You get to make this happen. This is your time. How are you going to use it? Well, I hope you have a fabulous rest of your week, and I'll see you back here next Thursday. Bye.